Good afternoon. My name is Ron Eisenberg, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the 10th in our series of programs on virtual pain education brought to you by the Global Pain Association. We come to you every Saturday on the Facebook page for GPA, Global Pain Association, and we bring you a wide variety of topics dealing with what is a huge issue across this country. I know a lot about it, and I know nothing about it. I am not a chronic pain sufferer, fortunately. I did have knee replacement surgery, which did cause a tremendous amount of pain for 2 years, and then whammo, gone. And for many who have chronic pain, the whammo, it's gone, is where they would love to be. And we try to give you suggestions on how that might be a possibility in your future as you pay attention to these Global Pain Association virtual pain education series. These are brought to you by, as I said, the Global Pain Association. And today's topic is a pretty neat one. We're going to be talking about relaxation techniques and mindfulness with the world-renowned Beryl Birch, a yoga master, and she will be with us in just a couple of moments. But first, let me remind you, today's education series is brought to you by the Alamo Area Council of Governments. The Alamo and Bear Area Agencies on Agency, the AAA, have collaborated with Texas Health and Human Services Commission to address opioid misuse among adults 60 years and older. Free Deterra, the drug deactivation kits, are available to dispose of expired prescription opioid medications. Proper disposal safeguards older adults and others who might get into those drugs, and who knows what can happen. It also protects the environment. Now, additionally, magnets are available for identifying the types of opioids, along with a local phone number for substance abuse resources. If you're interested in obtaining the kit, magnet, or other AAA services, please call 210-477-3275 or toll free 866-231-4922, and you'll have a chance to do something to protect yourself and others. Well, we'd like to welcome now to our Global Pain Association education series the initial founder and the brains behind GPA, an initial board member as well, Susan Blackwood. Dr. Blackwood is well known across this community. And one of the reasons she is so well known is not only for her work as a adjunct professor at UTSA, but she's known for her work in bringing athletic events here to the Alamo Dome, including not too many years ago the Final Four for men and women, and it is coming again under the direction and initiative and push from Dr. Susan Blackwood. And I bring it up because you show me an athlete at that level, Susan. I'll show you someone who has chronic pain.
Absolutely, Ron, and thank you again for being such an amazing moderator and the Eisenberg Group for producing this. And again, we want to thank ACOG for making it possible today. We've got a great speaker, great lineup going forward, because our board now has approved us being able to continue this series through the month of July and August. So we still have a lot of work cut out for us, but a lot of resources to bring people in this community that have chronic pain and their caregivers that day in and day out take care of chronic pain patients, helping them with the support they need so that they can have a wonderful lifestyle.
It's not hard to get involved, but share with our viewers today on this Facebook page series how you get involved with the Global Pain Association.
We've got a number of ways people can get involved, Ron. They can go to our website, www.globalpain.org/get involved/donate, or they can become a sponsor of one of these series. But every bit helps. This is a great way to reach people. We've had over 15,500 reaches since we started the series, and it's only going to get bigger and better.
One of the things I like is as we do this, we get a lot of comments from our viewers who share those. And from time to time, as I glance over, I'll pick a few out to share with all of you, people who are spending this half hour with us and the Global Pain Association. Well, Susan, I want to thank you. And it was your idea to bring in our next guest, Beryl Bender. So we're going to say to Susan, going to move you aside, and we're going to bring you back on toward the end of this program. Beryl Bender, Birch is one of the best known yoga experts across this country, who also is well known for the kind of work she has done with mindfulness and dealing with breathing and breath exercises. She's the founder and executive director of the Hard and the Soft Yoga Institute, co-founder and board chair of Give Back Yoga Foundation, the experienced registered yoga teacher, over 500 hours, and I'll bet it's more already, a certified yoga therapist with the International Association of Yoga Therapists, and her email address will pop up on the screen as well. And if you want to get a hold of her, feel free to do that. And so, Beryl, first of all, thanks for giving your time today to talk with us at the Global Pain Association.
Thank you, Ron. So great to be here with you and Susan, and thanks to the Eisenberg Group and ACOG for helping, put this on. It's such important work. It's really an honor and privilege to be able to join you all for this half hour.
Well, I appreciate that. We're going to get a little bit into mindfulness, a little into meditation. Mediation is a different issue. We'll get into meditation, and you're going to do a sample for us. So, folks, if you're watching, you are going to get a chance to experience meditation as taught by an expert. But before we do that, tell us a little bit about the Give Back Foundation.
I'm so glad you asked about that, Ron, because our current executive director and I founded the Give Back Yoga Foundation 13 years ago. And the work we're doing is so compatible and complementary with the work being done by the Global Pain Association. We have a number of programs. We have 6 different programs going on right now that are spread out all over the country, training teachers basically to work with people who are in pain. We work with veterans. We have a wonderful program called the Prison Yoga Project, where we take yoga into the prisons. We work with people who are dealing with substance abuse and recovering from addiction, recovering from cancer. We have a program called Mindful Yoga Therapy for veterans who are returning from combat and deployment with post-traumatic stress or traumatic brain injury. So it's an extraordinary organization. Our executive director has kind of taken us into the stratosphere. We really now are the gateway organization for yoga service projects in the United States.
One thing that's really interesting to me, yoga has been around for centuries. It's not as if, boom, suddenly created, and yet it is the hot topic in the past year or so. What do you think has triggered that interest?
Well, the interesting is it works. I used to tell my students when I taught in New York City, the one thing you might not like about yoga is that it only works if you do it. There are many ways to practice yoga, and people often think of meditation as being something separate or different than yoga, and think of yoga as just exercise or doing the asanas, but it's a brilliant methodology that leads us all the way from starting with the physical body and then very subtly leads us into ever increasingly levels of awareness and sensitivity. It's about being mindful. Every single yoga practice is teaching us, is training the mind to pay attention. And that's what we mean by mindfulness. Mindfulness basically is learning to be in relationship with what is. And often that's difficult because what is painful, whether it's psychological or physiological. But yoga is telling us, be present with this moment. Get your attention in present time. Certainly, a lot of the pain we experience is caused by memory, is caused by traumatic experiences we had as a child or last week, or anxiety about the future. What's going to happen? I've lost my job. Will there be enough money? Will I be able to feed my family? All of that psychological pain, that stress, the unrelenting stress, has such a negative impact on the immune system that it leads directly to disease and even injury, and that leads to pain. So what yoga is teaching us to do is giving us the ability to self-regulate, one of the most important components of longevity, to learn to recognize what's going on in our body as a result of what's going on in our mind. And the minute we become anxious or fearful or are in pain about anything, there's going to be a physiological component to that, and we can learn really to downshift,
All
to
right, now
stop.
let me stop you right there because we
Good.
made a promise to folks that you were going to take us
That's right.
on a journey, an 8-minute journey deep into meditation. And I realize 8 minutes is really not a lot of time, but we're going to get that experience. Tell us how you're going to do this, and now take us along that route. And for all of you who are with us today on the Global Pain Association's page, here's a chance to learn meditation from an expert.
Okay, well, this is the first step. And a couple things that are important to keep in mind before you start is that 8 minutes is really fine. 5 minutes is fine. It's important to learn to just stop. When you feel like you're being swept away by a flash flood, you just step out of the flood and stop and say, okay, let me take a breath. Let me see if I can get centered, get calm, and then I'll have greater clarity to be able to deal with being mindful, to deal with what is. So you stop, take a breath. Remember, we're not trying to stop thought. There's no such thing as, oh, I'm such a bad meditator, or I'm too busy, or my mind is too jumpy. We're just going to, set a reasonable goal for yourself. If you can take 2 minutes every morning to sit on the edge of your bed, get quiet, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing, give yourself a pat on the back, because that's a wonderful start. Okay, let's settle in here. So come to a comfortable seated position and take a moment to kind of be comfortable. You can sit in a chair with your feet flat on the floor, or you can sit on the floor with your legs crossed underneath you. There's nothing especially magical about sitting on the floor. Just get comfortable, but sit tall. Sit with an alert and yet relaxed position. As you close your eyes, take a moment to kind of scan your environment. Where are you? Have a sense of where you are. Maybe you hear family members, maybe it's raining. Maybe you're in the city, maybe in the country, maybe you hear birds singing. Just notice. And then see if you can have awareness of your physical body. Feel your feet on the floor. Take a moment to maybe feel the air on your skin and the weight of your body as it presses down into your seat underneath you. So really connecting your attention to your body. And now, while you have awareness of the body, see if you can bring your attention to rest on your breath. Oh, look, I'm breathing. And all of a sudden, we notice that we're breathing. Breathing in, say to yourself, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. Take a moment to feel the expansion and the contraction of your physical body as you breathe. And just let your attention rest there. This is like a little vacation for your brain. If you're distracted by a sound or a sensation or a thought, just let it go. It's okay, let it be. Hello, I'll talk to you later. Come back to your breath. And now pick a word. Any word that is uplifting. It can be secular or spiritual. blue or space or love or God is love or Hail Mary or whatever the first word that comes to you. Don't make a big production out of choosing something. Just pick a word. And now the next time you exhale, repeat that word. And inhale and then exhale, repeat that word again. And become friendly with the word. Imagine every time you exhale, you're repeating the word. It's just sliding down with the breath. And each time you repeat that, you become more and more relaxed, more quiet, more centered, more grounded. Let's just go for a couple minutes. See if you can keep your attention on repeating the word again and again. You take a breath in, and then exhale, slide the word down the breath. And again, if a thought interrupts, just notice. No good sounds, no bad sounds, no good thoughts, no bad thoughts. Just let them be. And come back to your anchor. Let your word be your anchor. Brings you back into the present moment. Let's do about another minute of just repeating the word, just on your own. It's time to let go of the word and just watch it drift off like a balloon floating up in the air. And you can keep it, put it or tuck it away for tomorrow. Continue to sit quietly for another moment or two with your eyes closed. So it's important to transition gently back to the full waking consciousness. You always want to take a moment to prepare to come back. And then when you're ready, just slowly begin to open your eyes and greet the outside world with a big smile.
I floated away once again. I like that, Beryl. I wonder if
Good.
others had that.
We got so we got so quiet that my computer shut itself off. I just lost the image for a second. Oh, Ron, I'm so glad. It's a wonderful technique. This is called turning on the relaxation response. Such an important skill to deal with pain, to strengthen the immune system, to enhance longevity and move toward greater joy and happiness and away from suffering, something we all look forward to.
Now, how often do you yourself meditate?
Every day since 1971.
Did it in 71.
I started meditating in 1971 and haven't missed a day.
But why did it start then? Was there something in your life?
In 1971. Yeah, I was in California and I was.
Well, that's all you had to say.
That's all you had to say, right?
Right.
Usually they say if you were there, if you were there, you don't remember it. So, but I do remember it. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you. This has been just an amazing presentation, and unfortunately, we need to move on For folks who want to get a hold of you, they can simply go to berylbenderbirch.com and all kinds of information. And you've got information too on power yoga and more.
Remember, 2 minutes every day. It's a start. You can do it.
Thank you, Beryl.
Thanks, Ron.
We'll do it again. We really appreciate it. I want to remind you, if you have just joined us, wow, you missed a great, I think this could be the first where in a live broadcast of any kind, we went silent for about 6 minutes. I like that because we all went along on that same journey. And folks who are commenting, I wonder if you had a similar experience. Today's series is brought to you by the Alamo Area Council of Governments. The Alamo and Bear Area Agencies on Aging, the AAA, have collaborated with Texas Health and Human Services Commission to address opioid misuse among adults 60 years and older. Free doTERRA drug deactivation kits are available to dispose of expired prescription opioid medications because proper disposal safeguards older adults and others and the environment too. Additionally, magnets are available identifying types of opioids along with the local telephone number for substance abuse resources. If you're interested in obtaining the kit, magnet, or other AAA services, just call 210-477-3275, 210-477-3275, or you can call toll-free 866-231-4922, 866-231-4922. And let's see if she's awake. We'll bring Susan Blackwood back. By awake, I meant during the rehearsal, we did that same meditation, and all of us were about knocked out by doing that. So Susan's going to join us again. Dr. Blackwood, there she is, sort of wide awake. So Susan, thank you.
I'm working on it.
Well,
I'm working on waking up. Well, no, thank you, Ron, and thanks to Beryl. That was amazing. And fortunately, because of this format that we have, people can go to the Facebook page and watch it over and over again. And I hope they will, because that was very, very helpful. And I want to thank ACOG. They're great friends of ours, great partners, and they do so much for this community. Services that people don't know about, but that we're trying to help get the word out.
As you think about the Chronic Pain Association, and we've talked, Susan, about literally millions of people who wake up in pain every day, what's your fantasy for the association?
Our mission is really to be a resource to as many people as we possibly can reach. And this virtual series has been amazing in terms of the kind of response that we've gotten back. But it's to improve people's lifestyle, Ron. Pain is a horrible way to have to spend your life. It brings on loneliness, financial tolls. It's really sad. It really is sad. My mother suffered for 40 years and was addicted to painkillers. And, I finally got her to San Antonio and took care of her here, but it affected her lifestyle for so long. And I think we're doing our part here in San Antonio to help people.
You said it took you a while to realize what your mother was going through. You were here, of course, in the San Antonio area for much of that time, and she was back in Nebraska. What was the eye-opener for you? When did you finally say to yourself, I need to do something?
Well, I think, pretty much I had a lot of help with my mother's social workers, et cetera, to help her convince her that she needed to be somewhere else and kind of in a different environment. And so I had a lot of help. It takes a village. It does, really. And I had a lot of support here with my family and my staff at San Antonio Sports. So it was something I needed to do. And I think there are a lot of people out there that care for chronic pain patients that understand the dilemmas.
Well, thank you so much for doing that on behalf of your mom. And a lot of that has led you now to the Global Pain Association. And we appreciate you joining us today. Look forward to talking with you again next week. Once again, a great topic. Next Saturday, July 4th, maybe our executive producer, Gina Eisenberg, can arrange for some fireworks. At noon on Facebook, the topic is COVID-19 and the summer of 2020. Our guest, Dr. Anil Mangala, well-known, nationally recognized epidemiologist. He's the epidemiologist for Comal County and chairman of the Texas Kidney Foundation. So join us next week. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend. This is a free service brought to you by the Global Pain Association. You want to join us for COVID-19 and summer 2020. Well, thank you all so much for joining us on this presentation. On behalf of the Global Pain Association, I'm Ron Aaron Eisenberg. We'll see you again next Saturday at noon. Thank you.